It's time to end off Season 1 and move into Season 2. As you see, third in the Premier League, semi-finals of the FA Cup, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Safe to say, I am excited for Season number 2. Hopefully you are as well. Welcome back, everyone, to our career mode journey here with Aston Villa. This mini-series, I do hope you enjoy it. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. I hope you're all doing fantastic, having an awesome day, and if you want this series to continue, make sure you hit that like button down below. Let's go for 600 likes on episode 3 to get yourself episode 4. As we did in season 1, we'll be covering all the way up until January of season 2 today. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And as you see, Villa are happy with our performance from season 1. They are delighted, in fact. So as soon as I click advance, we'll be into the new season. And these are the players that helped us achieve Champions League football this year. So I am very much going to look to improve on this squad, but there'll be a number of players who get their opportunity to shine in Europe. And I've just realised, Douglas Luiz, has he gone down? I swear he was higher rated than 82 in the last video when I showed you our squad hub. Anyway, I'm pretty certain Kamara's gone up by 1 as well, because I think he was 83. Coutinho's even gone up as well. He was 81. So, let's get started. There's probably going to be a lot of transfers today. Set up our scouts for another 3 months. We've gone to Denmark, England, and Ecuador for the next 3 months. Just while I remember as well, I did look at the free agents. Now, I've decided I'm not going to sign any free agents. The reason for that is because there's always players that are just so good that end up being free agents that it feels kind of, I don't want to say silly, but yeah, there are some incredible players that you can get in free agents. So for the sake of this, I'm just not going to use free agents. So if there is a really good player and he is a free agent, I'll have to wait for him to get picked up by a club and then end up signing him if I do want to. Objectives for this season then: finish with a profit margin of 150 million, sign 3 players born in Asia, and win the FA Cup. That's what the board want us to do. We were close to doing that with the FA Cup last year, but of course, semi-finalists. We'll try and go one step further and reach the final this time. Youth development: within 2 seasons, have at least 1 player from the Youth Academy signed in the first season, play at least 30% of the games in the next. I think we'll be able to do that. Brand exposure: sign 3 players born in Asia. Continental success: you are joking. You're having a laugh. Reach the semi-final of the Champions League. Yeah, easy. That is outrageous. Domestic success: finish in a Champions League place and win the FA Cup. Financial being very low priority. So, some tough objectives there. To show you as well our finances, the money we've got to spend this summer. Where are the finances screen? When I find it, I'll let you know. There they are. We've got 185 million in terms of the actual budget. As you see there, 185 million. We know we're going to need depth this season. And what about this for a sign-in, my friends? Declan Rice joins Aston Villa from West Ham United. He was in his last year of his contract. £49.5 million. What a steal this deal is. Only a C. Board, what are you on about? Yeah, I am absolutely over the moon with signing Declan Rice. 86 rated. And as I say, good thing about this deal is that it gives us unbelievable squad depth. He can play centre-back, CDM. So, you know, we've already got Douglas Luiz and Kamara in that position. But to have 3 top-quality CDMs, we are loving life right now. The annoying thing is, though, it doesn't show you on our transfer history all of the deals that were already arranged. So, like, for example, Dendoncker, who was arranged last season, isn't on this transfer history, even though he went in this transfer window. So if there's any players that you're thinking, where's this player, where's that player, it means that I've probably already agreed deals to let them go, but for some reason, they just didn't show up on the transfer history. So I apologise for that. But welcome to Aston Villa, Declan Rice. My friends, Blake Whitehead has just turned 16. So welcome to Aston Villa's senior team. He could be the next global superstar. And whilst we're at it as well, I'm going to go through and release any players that have less than 90 potential so that we are ready for a new season of scouting. Our second signing of the summer window is Nicolo Zaniolo from Roma. Again, someone who had an expiring contract at the end of this season, so we got him cheaper than his value. We paid £36 million to sign him from Roma. He's an 84 rated player. He'll fit into the squad nicely. In fact, for some reason, it always says whenever you sign a player, they're always 1 overall more than they actually are. So he's 83. I don't know why it does that. Regardless, knowing that we're playing Champions League football, I wanted that little bit more quality to be able to join the attack and have a bit more options if we needed to. So welcome, Zaniolo. And this transfer is one that we spoke about previously. Danny Ings has left. He's going to Getafe for £13.5 million, I think it was. I don't know why it's showing you Zaniolo on that screen. But now that we've seen Danny Ings leave, let's take you through the deals that have happened in this window so far for us. So Ings to Getafe. Wesley's joined Galatasaray. Of course, Zaniolo joining us. Davis has left for £5.5 million. Gilbert for £6 million. Ellis out on loan. And Rice joining the club was the first deal of this window for us. In terms of all clubs, I want to see who's the biggest transfer so far. Yeremy Pino to Inter Milan for £74 million. Frimpong to Sevilla. Moreno to Napoli. And then it's Rice to us. I know I said earlier I wasn't going to sign any players from the free agents. What I meant was I wasn't going to sign any like top players, like the ones that are 83 and above, essentially. So to help us complete the objective of signing players born in Asia, we did go to the free agents and we picked up this guy, Ishigawa. He is a goalkeeper, 70 overall. I think we'll probably just loan him out and then maybe sell him in the future. I'm going to go ahead and sign 2 more players as well born in Asia. Again, similar type of thing to get young players with some potential who may grow that we can then potentially use or sell on later. The second player who we've brought in, born in Asia, is Kim Ji-soo, centre-back, 6'4". We paid £1 million to bring him here. I wonder what his overall is because I wasn't able to actually scout him. He's 64 rated, so he's valued at 1.2 million. The board said, hey, excellent deal. And the final player who we've gone for as part of the 3 to sign born in Asia is Kang Seong-jin. He will be loaned out. We paid £2.7 million for him. 20 years of age. 67 overall. The board not too happy with this deal, but yeah, at least we completed the objective. I said I had someone in mind if Ings was to leave, and well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted him in season 1, but he just joined Ajax and I wasn't able to get the deal done. They were not willing to even talk to me because he just signed there. Brian Brobby is here, £34 million. He's 80 rated. And he's got a great potential. And he is another option at striker for us alongside Ollie Watkins. So essentially, we replaced Ings with Brobby. And you can see he's only 21. So a long future ahead of him here at the club. So him and Watkins will be our main 2 strikers this season. Apparently, we got the best out of that deal, says the board. It's been a busy transfer window so far. And here is how our Villa side looks now. We've got Watkins up front, Buendia, Zaniolo and Grealish, Kamara and Rice in the heart of our midfield, Digne, Gay, Konsa, Cash at the back, Martinez in goal. On the bench, Brobby. We've also got Whitehead, who's joining the bench as well after being promoted from the youth academy. We know the potential this guy's got, so I want to try and get him some game time this season. Douglas Luiz dropping to the bench, but we have the availability to pull him straight back into the starting 11. And as you can see, there we can't even fit Coutinho or McGinn on the bench. So we've got some real good squad depth. And I actually do want to make one more signing as well in this transfer window, potentially at fullback. But with all that being said, it's time to start the new season. Season number 2, my friends. We kickstart the Premier League year with Manchester United at Old Trafford. There are the 2 lineups on your screen. 3 minutes to go until half-time, and United sat behind the ball. Villa trying to find a way through. Here is Grealish, Cash, Zaniolo. In the middle of the park, finds Kamara. Kamara goes for goal! De Gea will tip it round the post. It's the closest we've come to seeing a goal. Aston Villa substitution. Zaniolo going off, and welcome Brian Brobby for his debut for Villa. We switch to a 4-2-4. Brobby and Watkins up front. Zapata, Sancho up against Cash. Cash gets a foot in but doesn't win the ball yet. Now it's back with Malacia. United growing in confidence here as they venture forward. Fernandez. Malacia once more. And he's now got Sancho inside, but he goes past Cash. Malacia into the area of Aston Villa. Sancho's effort saved. Zapata on the rebound. Manages to squeeze it through and find the back of the net. And from nowhere, Manchester United lead at Old Trafford. Malacia, tenacious work down the left-hand side. I wonder if there's a little bit of apprehension from Aston Villa and Matty Cash, because it looked as if we just weren't willing to make a challenge in the box for fear of giving away a penalty. But in the end, it's great work from Malacia. Sancho's effort saved. Zapata on the turn finds a way through. 1-0 United. Anthony now finding the ball to Casemiro. This is good football from Manchester United. Zapata. as we backed off a long way. Casemiro's in! Martinez saves. And Consa's touch gets us away for the moment, but not fully away. Traore, Casemiro, Consa again will block. United looking to add a second. Villa just trying to make sure that does not happen. Excellent strength by Brobby. Excellent strength. Now Matty Cash. He's arriving on the ball, but will there be a chance at the end of this? Martinez goes down. Matty Cash gets back on it for Villa. Cash's ball in. Brobby! And that's one way to introduce yourself to the Villa faithful. Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 1. United will claim a foul. They will not get it unless something gets pulled back. I'm so thankful there's no VAR in FIFA. We'll see it here. I think it's a foul from Matty Cash, I'll be honest, but I don't care. Cash's ball in. Brobby gets in between the two Manchester United defenders. And he slots home with his head. The move actually started with Brobby holding off the challenge, showcasing some great strength. So, yeah, really, really happy to be back on level terms here. Parejo forwards to Zapata, the goal scorer for United. Out wide for Sancho. Matty Cash against Jadon Sancho. Not for the first time tonight. Sancho to Zapata to Fernandes. Fernandes side foots it home. Agonising for Villa, who again, when asked to defend, unable to stop Manchester United. And it's come through Jadon Sancho. You've got to say, he's getting the better of Matty Cash down that left-hand side of United, the right-hand side of our defence. And it's because Cash is venturing forward to try and get his chances, and he gets caught out a couple of times, and Sancho's pace just gets him there. But then 1v1 defensively, Sancho has sort of beaten him tonight. And unfortunately for us, we're behind again. Bruno Fernandes with the finish. Had to be Bruno, didn't it? Change as well for Aston Villa to let you know. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. As Brobby gives away the ball. Whitehead is on for his full debut. The Youth Academy player that we had so much hopes for, that we still have so much hopes for, is on to replace Jack Grealish. And with 3 minutes to go here at Old Trafford, we need a chance to prevent us losing the opening game of this new season. Otherwise, United are taking the 3 points. Here is Declan Rice looking for the run of Whitehead. And he's up against Malacia. That's a foul, ref. Okay, not given by the referee. Definite foul, though. And, I mean, we can't really complain because we did foul them for our goal, I guess. But regardless, we're going to lose the opening game of this new season. Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 1 will be the full-time score. As Rice will be yellow carded for that challenge. He goes through Fernandes to win the ball. And it's full-time. 3-1 victory over Brighton. Buendia with 2, Grealish with 1. Whitehead also coming off the bench for Zaniolo. Newly promoted Blackburn up next. A 3-1 victory, Cash, Buendia and Cash. So Cash getting a double during the game. Not seen our Champions League group yet, so this is the first time I'm seeing it. Who is it going to be? Let's find out. We are in Group H with champions Barcelona, Mönchengladbach and Feyenoord. That's a tough group. We are into deadline day and we have one more transfer that we went to make. Kyle Walker-Peters has joined the club from Southampton. We've got an A on the deal. £22 million was the fee that we paid. He can play right back, left back. I knew I needed to potentially strengthen that area at full back just to give us another good option. So we've now got Livramento, we've got Walker-Peters, we've got Cash, and we've got Digne. And that is the final hour of deadline day done. So let's have a look then and see what transfers we were involved in. And then I'll show you the big ones from around the world. So we'll start at the very beginning. Declan Rice joining us as the first transfer of this window for us. Ellis went out on loan. Gilbert left for £6 million. Davis for £5.5 million. Zaniolo joined us for £36.3 million. Wesley going for £6.2 million. Ings going to Getafe for £13.4 million. Kessler Hayden joining Genoa. Kim Ji-soo joined us. We got Ishikawa as well. Courtney Hawes left the club to West Ham. Brian Brobby joining for £34 million. Kang Seong Jin joining as well. Wells has gone out on loan to LAFC. Powell out on loan. Ramsey's joined Genk for £2.6 million. Traore's joined Fulham on deadline day for £7 million. Hansen went out on loan to Ghent. And Kyle Walker-Peters joined us from Southampton for £22 million. So that's the deals we've done in this window. What about the top transfers? Yeremy Pino remains the top deal of the window. Bruno Fernandes to Leverkusen. Why could he have not gone before we played Manchester United? That way he wouldn't have scored the goal against us to make it 2-1. Mateus Cunha going to Inter. Lovren for £50 million to Sociedad. Frimpong to Sevilla, £50 million. Mendes to Barcelona from PSG, £50 million. Rice, $49.5 million. So we did actually make a huge transfer in this particular transfer window. I'm sure Aston Villa fans will be happy to see that. Jurrien Timber joining Leverkusen was somebody that I probably should have looked to have signed, but I missed out on his signature because he's now gone to Leverkusen. Youth Academy still going strong, just making sure I'm updating this and going through and releasing any players who I don't think have got good enough potential. We'll also get rid of here Christian Hansen as well, unfortunately. Not good overall, not great potential either. At the moment, after we promoted Whitehead, our best prospect is Nichols, May, Heath or Peterson. Just finished our second month of scouting for this season, and the best player we've got so far is this man, Eusebio Corona from Ecuador. A 63 rated centre midfielder. Decent potential on him as well. Home game against Leeds should be a routine victory for us, and it was. Grealish and Watkins on the score sheet in this one. How about this then? Barcelona in the first game in the Champions League. We make our debut tonight, and it's such a good game. You know I had to play it. There's the two lineups. Coutinho starts against his former club. Zaniolo not quite fully fit for this one. Mendes, Coutinho trying to keep him company. Ball forward, Lewandowski finds the ball to Ferran Torres. Be a different story tonight for Aston Villa. They're going to have to be at their very best. Here is Matty Cash. Lovely work from him as he drives down the right-hand side. Cash, head up, look up. Who's in the box? It's Ollie Watkins. But Kouande, vitally for Barcelona, is in with a challenge. Otherwise, you know what Ollie Watkins can do. He can hit the back of the net. Unfortunately for us, wasn't able to get his shot away though. Concert, forward to Grealish. On the turn, Jack Grealish. He's got Cash now making the overlap. Matty Cash continues his run. Mendes gets there with a touch. It will be a Villa throw. Cash to take it. It's got Coutinho making a short move. Lovely little 1-2. Matty Cash then. What can we do from this position? Cash pulling it back. Buendia! And you wouldn't believe your eyes! But Emi Buendia runs to the Villa fans in the corner of the stadium because on their debut they've taken the lead against Barcelona. I'm stunned. This is incredible. This is why these journeys, these stories you can create on career mode, they take you to that next level. Emi Buendia, left-footed finish, Villa lead in Spain. And it was the work of Matty Cash. We highlighted him during the Man United game. We said Sancho got the better of him in the 1v1, and that's maybe the reason why United won the game. But going forward, he is so influential to us. And you know what? I'll say this right now. He had a bit of an off day against United, but it doesn't matter if he's playing like this against Barcelona and we go on to win the game. None of the Manchester United game matters at this point in time. And Barcelona are rocked in this one. They were, pretty confident. They were knocking the ball around quite well in the opening half an hour. But now they're 1-0 down. A few mistakes creeping in. Let's see if we can take the game to them and build on this. Rice. Coutinho, lovely turn. Philippe Coutinho charging towards goal. Strike from distance. Really easy save for ter Stegen. But Villa are enjoying themselves out there. Here is Rafinha, who's switched wings right now with Ferran Torres, trying to change the point of attack for Barcelona because right now Villa are defensively holding out. Offside flag goes up against Rafinha. And we are half an hour away from registering what would be a historic victory here at the Camp Nou. Here is Kamara though. Now finding Coutinho. Can we go forward and look for a second? But what we don't want to happen is let's get caught on the counter as his man Dembele is now on for Barcelona. Rafinha into the feet of Lewandowski. Back for Rafinha. Quick 1-2. Lewandowski with a strike. And Martinez down to make the save. De Jong finding Dembele as Barcelona will not give up here. They can't give up. The home fans won't allow them to. Bellerin turning away. Looking for the pass next. Bellerin's found it to De Jong. De Jong forwards towards Kamada. Back for Lewandowski. Lewandowski to Pedri. Pedri forced backwards though because Rice is running him all the way. Pedri now finds Rafinha. And I'm not even sure what formation Barcelona are playing at this point in time. Frenkie de Jong. Dembele. De Jong into the area. De Jong still got it. And he's away from the challenge. Frenkie de Jong! And out comes Martinez. What a save when you need him to. He is unbelievable. Here is Jacob Ramsey. And from one end to the other, Villa on the attack. Ramsey, if he can get the ball through to Bobby, there's a chance, but he can't get it through. Agonising for Villa. However, we are into added time. De Jong, Kamada, finds Dembele. Dembele round Digne. Digne's not going to catch him. Dembele, what a tackle from Mark Guéhi. That's incredible! Barcelona 0, Aston Villa 1! We've done it! We've come to Spain! We've beaten the Champions League champions! That's incredible! 2-1 victory over Sheffield United. Matty Cash with a last-minute winner for us. That was a huge goal right there. We were drawn against Spurs in the first game of the EFL Cup for us this season. Unfortunately, we're out after a 4-3 penalty shootout. Penalties just not our day whenever we have to take part in a penalty shootout. Leicester at Villa Park, and an 86th minute winner from Ciro Immobile gave the Foxes the victory. Taking on Mönchengladbach for our second Champions League fixture, and a 2-1 victory. Zaniolo with the first goal for the club as Grealish started things off in the 10th minute. Away to the Vitality Stadium, and that goal in the Champions League gave Zaniolo confidence because he got 2 in this one after he won 3-1. Our scouts returned after 3 months in their respective countries, and we got Miller and Corona as the best 2 players that we were able to scout from this 3 months that we sent our scouts. So I'll resend them out, and we'll get scouting somewhere else. Some incredible growth out of our players right now. As you can see, we've got Cash up to 84, we've got Grealish up to 87, Kamara's at 85, Watkins to 81. So we keep this up, we're going to have a real good squad on our hands very soon as we take on Newcastle for the next game. They're 1 point behind us in the league, and it's a 3-1 defeat. Ooh, that's not what you want to see. We had the same shots, they just took their chances on the day. Feyenoord is the 3rd group stage game we have as Matty Cash is in the goals once more. A 2-0 win. Buendia was sent off though for 2 yellow cards. Still, a win's a win, and that's what matters. We actually went 1-0 down in the game as well, so what a comeback that was, especially after going down to 10 men. Next up for us is an away trip to the Emirates to face Arsenal, who currently occupy 5th in the Premier League table. Victory for us will see us take 5th spot off them. You can see top of the table, City, Liverpool are the 2 sides fighting it out after 9 games. Unsurprising to see Manchester City up there as they look to defend their title from season 1. What I am surprised by, though, is Chelsea and Manchester United, who have had shaky starts to their Premier League campaigns, down in 11th and 12th. Slight change to our formation for this one. We've gone with a 4-2-2-2. That allows us to play Brobby and Watkins up front alongside each other, and Buendia drops to the bench. In comes Douglas Luiz in place of Declan Rice. Arsenal's team there on the left-hand side of your screen. Gabriel Jesus into the area, and Gabriel Jesus is able to smash Arsenal in front. Just didn't watch him. He got on the ball, and we were in 2 minds whether or not we wanted to close him down or watch the runner. The runner then stopped the run, which allowed Jesus the space, and bang! He smashes into the near post past Emi Martinez on his return to the Emirates. And you can see Esri Concert, I don't know why, he opts to kind of back off a little bit. Mark Gay's wrong-sided. He was not going to be able to make the challenge on Gabriel Jesus, and that's the reason we're 1-0 down here. This is an Arsenal free kick, which Gabriel Jesus stands over. And they look like they're coming up with something off the training ground. Zinchenko will lay it short. They'll get the shot away, will they, Arsenal? They will! It's off the post from Fabio Vieira. Cash. Douglas Luiz. Forward to Brobby. Brobby off to Watkins. Ollie Watkins on the turn. Trying to open up some space for Aston Villa. Now Digne joining the attack. Digne's ball in. Out towards Grealish. Not really the intended target for Aston Villa, but we still keep the ball anyway. Douglas Luiz. Now Zaniolo trying to place it. Ramsdale catches. That's half-time at the Emirates. 1-0 at the break. Douglas Luiz, second half underway. Finding the ball out wide to Zaniolo, who needs the overlap to come in from Digne. There it is now. Luca Digne towards the byline. We've seen him do this many, many times in a Villa shirt. Finding Brobby! Ramsdale is there. Last time he faced Arsenal last season, he did this. And he played out of his mind. Arsenal won the game by 2-0. He's doing it again. Jack Grealish with a corner. Away by Arsenal. Sergio Roberto put under pressure here. Forced back to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale calmly plays it forward to Fabio Vieira, whose turn is good. And now here is Bukayo Saka. Arsenal, that's what they do so well. Playing it out from the back. Saka running at Villa's defence. Still Saka. Near post is Lamer. It's wonderfully worked. I tell you what, if we're to lose a game, I don't mind losing a game to that type of goal. However, it doesn't change the frustration because Aaron Ramsdale's made a couple of good saves that had we have scored either one of those chances, the game's 1-1, we're back in it. And Jesus scores Arsenal's second. Like I say, it was so wonderfully worked. Bukayo Saka, unbelievable work from him. And Conrad Lamer, the chest and the back heel, man. I don't know where he's pulled that out of the locker from, but he has. And Jesus finishes the move off for his second of the game. Watkins, Brobby, controls there, but where's the run from Leon Bailey? Well, it now comes in. Here is the run from Leon Bailey. Trying to attack against Sergi Roberto. Cuts it back inside. Roberto wins it. And that will be full time. Arsenal 2, Villa 0. It was just a convincing performance from the Gunners. Every time he got the ball, their press was immediate. More frustration for us as we're held to a 0-0 draw against Everton. At least the Champions League group's going well. We've just played our 4th game and beaten Feyenoord by 2-1. We've won all 4 of our Champions League group stage matches. This is a great result because West Ham are high-flying in the Premier League. They are into 3rd as we played them here. A 3-1 victory. Zaniolo, Cash and Watkins scoring the goals for us. That's a great result. Quick update on the transfers front. We've made a number of sales. Kang Seong Jin has gone out on loan, but we've also sold on 4 players here. As I scroll down, you can see who has left the club. We've also still got a number of deals to go through. So as I said during the Arsenal game, I'm not really sure how I feel about the start we've made to this season. We're not too far off the top 4, but I wasn't expecting to lose 4 of our opening 11 matches. And we've got City next, who are top of the league, so this one will probably be a very tough game. That is an understatement. Let's have a look at the 2 lineups before we get into the match. Here's ours on the right-hand side of your screen. I've opted to move Zaniolo out to the right, putting Grealish left-hand side and having Buendia down the middle. Of course, Buendia normally starts on the left, Grealish on the right, Zaniolo down the middle, but I've switched it around just to utilise Zaniolo's pace a bit more. For City, there's no Erling Haaland. Don't know if he's on the bench. We'll find out. Even without Haaland, their team is just so good. He's not even on the bench, so I don't know where he is. Cash down the line here for Zaniolo. Lovely touch and the turn as well from Zaniolo. What a ball it is through for Ollie Watkins, who takes it first time. And Man City behind at the Etihad. Ollie Watkins, what a goal. Get in. What a start from Aston Villa. It's created down the right-hand side. Matty Cash to Zaniolo. He cuts inside on that left foot. I don't want to say it's a stroke of tactical genius from yours truly, but all I will say is that before, Zaniolo was playing down the middle. This time he's on the right. He cuts inside, plays Ollie Watkins. The rest is history. It's only his 3rd of the season. He's having a slow season in terms of goals by his standards, but you can guarantee he'll start finding the back of the net sooner rather than later. 5 minutes to go until half-time. Villa with a 1-0 lead, but it's only the single goal, and we know that both sides will create chances. Di Lorenzo looking for the ball in. How has he still found it? Digne did well initially, but then somehow Di Lorenzo kind of pokes his foot through the legs of Digne and ends up getting the ball across the face of goal for Verratti to strike, and the chance is still there for City. Julian Alvarez with the latest of them, as Digne now will get us away. But that was dangerous here, and thankfully we have got away with it. Half-time, it remains Villa 1, City 0. João Cancelo has got the ball for City. Now Rodri, as they almost are just camped now on the edge of Villa's penalty area. There's no way that's gone in. How does that find its way past Emi Martinez? Foden's off balance and everything when he unleashes that shot, but somehow it's the quality that he's got. I can't believe that's the way they've equalised. It loops over Emi Martinez. We would have taken a point before kickoff, but we're 15 away. 15 minutes, that is, away from getting the victory. And that's the way that City equalise. What? Cash towards Leon Bailey, who holds off the challenge of João Cancelo. It looked like a foul, ref. Cancelo is all over Leon Bailey there, referee. Here is Rice, finds Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz looking for the run of Watkins. Almost gets the ball through. And that will be that from the Etihad, my friends. It finishes 1-1. I can't quite believe the way that City got that point, though. How did Foden's goal end up going in? Home tie against Barcelona didn't go to plan. A 3-0 defeat, but it is our first loss of the group stages. The games don't get easier for us, but we still pick up a point as we faced Liverpool in a 1-1 draw. We then faced Southampton away from home, and although we had a lot of chances, we didn't take them. A 0-0 draw. Back to winning ways for us with a 2-0 victory over Wolves. I changed around the team slightly for this one, dropped Buendia, moved Watkins out to the left-hand side and put Brobby up front, and he rewarded us with a goal. Regardless of the result here against Mönchengladbach, we are through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. We can only top the group if, elsewhere, Feyenoord get a result against Barcelona. So it really doesn't matter what happens in this one. So with that in mind, I'm going to make a few changes to the team. Brobby, Whitehead, Talbot, Diego Carlos and Walker-Peters all start in this one. And we'll see what the result against Mönchengladbach will be. It is a 1-1 draw. Who scored the goal? Brobby again, after he gets his start, is once more on the score sheet. 3-1 victory away to Palace. Gay, Cash and Watkins all on the score sheet. We know that Chelsea are having an inconsistent season. A 2-0 victory for us with Watkins and Grealish scoring the goals means that they stay still in mid-table. Player of the Year has been announced, and Haaland is the Player of the Year of 2023. And also, let me know where he is. He's still at City, so I don't know why he didn't play against us. Maybe he was injured or something. But yeah, he is the Player of the Year of 2023. And I believe the Champions League draw has been made. So who will we face in the first knockout round? We will take on Lyon. That's a really, really interesting tie. I would say two very evenly matched sides. Some of the other draws in there as well. Barcelona got Bayern Munich. Barca lost. I was about to say, even after Barcelona topped the group, they got Bayern Munich. That is not the case. We topped Group H, and we get Lyon, who finished second in Group E, behind Man City. And of course, because Barcelona finished second, they played Bayern, who topped Group A. So we avoided a draw against Bayern Munich, because on the final day, Feyenoord beat Barcelona, and we drew Mönchengladbach. Newly promoted Preston up next, and as you can see, a 3-0 victory. Not only that, Whitehead off the bench to score for us with 3 minutes to go. We welcome Spurs to Villa Park for this one. As you can see, our team, we've gone with Brobby up front, Watkins on the left, Grealish down the middle, Zaniolo on the right, Douglas Luiz into partner Rice in central midfield, and our usual back four with Emi Martinez between the sticks. 5 minutes to go until half-time. Spurs are so organised defensively. I'm struggling to find a way through their defence. They're not giving us any gaps whatsoever to try and exploit. Here is Jack Grealish, who might just have to go for a shot from distance. He does! Oh, Jack Grealish has picked one out, right out of the top drawer to pull Aston Villa in front here at Villa Park. That is the first shot we've seen this afternoon, and it sends the Villa fans into rapture. I tell you what, Spurs may as well have just barely touched the ball, because that's exactly what they've done. They've just sat behind it and said, attack at us, see what you can do. And Conte's men are behind. They've got to try and change their game plan, because it's been Villa sat inside the Spurs half for most of that first half, if not all of it. Here is Lucas Moura. Opportunity to send Harry Kane through down the middle. Kane up against Mark Gay. He's wrong-sided. Mark Gay, Harry Kane, what a save from Emi Martinez. Out so quickly to meet Harry Kane and prevent the goal back for Spurs. It was one ball over the top, which should have been dealt with by Villa. Not good defending, you have to say that, because it was a simple over-the-top ball. Harry Kane just never gave it up, and then he got his shot away at the end of it. But thankfully for us, we've got a top-class goalkeeper. Zaniolo allowed a bit of space to turn, and they don't close him down. Brobby's got through! Off the woodwork! Oh, it was so close to Villa's second. And is that going to be a chance that we rue if we don't get the result here? Rice has got Zaniolo completely free. How has it not worked? Danilo's there with a challenge. Tell you what, we should have finished those off. It should be 2-0. You've got to finish them in the Premier League. Injury time remaining. Just a single minute. The ball has got to go forward for Spurs. There it is, full time from Villa Park. Villa 1, Spurs 0. Grealish's moment of magic. Enough to give us the 3 points. And that moves us to just 1 point behind Tottenham Hotspur. 2-2 draw against Everton, though. We only conceded 3 shots, but they scored 2 of those 3, and they get a point from Villa Park. Gay rescues us, really, with 6 minutes to go. Final game of today's episode was a 2-1 defeat to Arsenal. We had the lead. 2 goals in 12 minutes end up giving Arsenal the 3 points here. And with that, my friends, we are into January. So that is going to be where we leave today. But we do have to take a look at lots of stuff before we go. So let's start with the transfers, because as I said, we still had some deals going on, and we can see who has left the club. Kim Ji-soo, gone on loan. Ishigawa, gone on loan. So there are 2 loan deals that we have let happen. There was some sales as well that don't seem to have joined the list of players, which I don't really know why. But anyway, yeah, we did let a few players go as well for actual money, which aren't on this list for some reason. So sorry about that. But that is the transfers. We, of course, are into a new transfer window. And where are we currently in the Premier League? I know you're all wondering that. Well, if we take a look, well, actually, we've got an FA Cup draw against Huddersfield. So I would be shocked if we don't get through to round 4. We had Spurs in the Carabao Cup in literally the first round we played and got knocked out on penalties, of course. So I would like to go on a bit of an FA Cup run, especially with how close we were last season. Premier League, this is how it looks. It is so close. As you can see, we are 6th, 17 games to go, just 3 points off of Spurs in 3rd. And Manchester City this time around not having the best of times in terms of them being able to dominate the Premier League. They're still top, but they're only 3 points clear of Liverpool. So, yeah, we're still there or thereabouts where we need to be. But the start we made to the season, we didn't really start very well. We've sort of picked it up now, and we'll look to continue that throughout the back end of the season. We do have to focus, though, on the Champions League. So that'll be our main focus, I feel like, especially with the fact that we have got Lyon in the round of 16. Those 2 legs will be played out in the next video, of course. And then as far as we get, we might even have a Champions League final to look forward to next video. We shall see. But I also want to show you how the players have got on in terms of growth and stats. So you're probably aware, Ollie Watkins hasn't scored as many as he did last season, but that's okay because we're still where we want to be. So if I scroll down the list, if you want to check out a player in more detail, see how much they've grown by, just pause it on whichever player. Of course, Emi Martinez is still the number 1 here. 7 clean sheets in 21 Premier League matches. Digne still the number 1 left back as well. I was looking at potentially bringing someone in for this position, but I did end up choosing to go with Digne for the season, and he is the number 1 here. Gay's had much more performances this time around than last season. He's up by 2 already to 83. Ezri Konsa is up by 2 as well to 84. Diego Carlos up by 2 to 85. Livramento is essentially playing as a squad player, so he's only played twice this season. Matty Cash with 10 goals from right back is insane. 7 in 21 in the Premier League. He's up by 3 to 85. Kyle Walker-Peters, since joining us, he's played 8 times in the Premier League, 3 in the Champions League, twice in the Carabao Cup. He hasn't grown overall yet. Kamara's up by 1 to 85. We've got some players out on loan as well doing well. We've got Douglas Luiz up by 2 to 84. Declan Rice up by 2 to 87. Cowell's up by 2 as well. He's out on loan. I will be selling him once we get back. Same for loan players that return who I don't feel have a future at the club. Hansen was an interesting one. I thought he would develop quite well. At the moment, he's only 68 rated. When he joined us, he was 66, so he's only gone up by 2. John McGinn is yet to play a game, but I had a feeling that was going to happen. I wanted him around for squad depth. Whitehead has played off the bench, up by 2. Talbot has played once in the Champions League, of course, that Mönchengladbach game that we showed you. Grealish, up by 2 to 87. Coutinho just hasn't really played, and on that front, I am inclined to transfer list him, see if we can get a bit of money. Emiliano Buendia, up by 1. As I keep scrolling down, you'll see. Leon Bailey, again, another one who's not had the game time, so there is a temptation. Do we let him go in this window and get a bit of money in to potentially bring someone else in? But the question would be, who? Who are we going to bring in? Zaniolo up by 3 to 86. Watkins up by 2. And Brobbey up by 1. 8 goals for Watkins. So as I say, not quite as good a season as last time, but still not bad whatsoever. That's like 1 in essentially 3. So I'm pretty happy with that still. And the team are performing as we would want them to. Let's have a quick look then at our youth academy. And there's not been many changes to this because I haven't really found too many top quality players. Our best at the moment, Billy Miller, Eusebio Corona, and Ryan Bailey are the 3 top rated, along with Peterson as well. In terms of the highest potential, that at the moment is this man, Elliot Nichols, 91 to 94. You know what? Because of that, let's promote him. And that is where we are going to leave today's episode. A huge thank you for all of your support. If you want the series to continue, then make sure you show your support by dropping a like rating down below. Let's go for 700 likes on this video. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Look after each other. And I will catch you all in the very next video. Until then, adios.